Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World. Today I'm doing a wee bit of a cheat. I have started my project already because there's a lot of detail in it. It's a simple enough box, but the new stamp that I'm using is called Good Morning Magnolia, and I just want to show you how beautiful it is. So I made one of these boxes before. This is a different size box. I wanted to make it to suit the lovely wee panel that you get in this particular stamp set, and I wanted to do a bit of embossing. It's called Good Morning Magnolia, and it has this gorgeous stamp here that was perfect for lining this particular box. And this is going to be the lid of my box. So to make this size of box you need a piece of card, and I'm using very vanilla because I want to show the loveliness of the flower behind it, and I just want to keep it nice and plain. And you can do a bit of watercolouring on it, which we're going to do for the magnolia flower itself. But you need a piece of card anyway, 6 inches by 11 inches, and you just score it on the 6-inch side, score it at 1 inch and 5 inches, and then turn around and just score at 1 inch, and then 5 inches, 6 inches and 10 inches, and that's the shape of your box done. And when you have this flat, and don't do cutting or scoring or anything, stamp your lovely whatever you call that, like a scroll type thing, and gold emboss it. I just used the lovely gold embossing powder, and it just comes up beautifully. So you need your Versamark ink pad to be able to do this. So I did that first, and now I'm going to create the box, and then we're going to put the flower right here in the center. So embossing can be quite messy and a bit slow and noisy when you're videoing, and I'm sure you all know or have seen videos of it being done, so I didn't want to torture you with it. So we'll just do our cutting. So we're going to cut these wee corners and just slot them off a wee bit, and just cut up and down each of the sides, not the fronts. And this is just going to form the base of that wee simple box, but it's going to look so pretty, and be certain it'll be perfect for loads of occasions, not just birthdays. You know, you'll be able to give a gift for thinking of you or somebody ill, or the magnolia just is so beautiful for any association at all. Just, it will be nice. You will want this stamp set for sure. I have two very favourite stamps. I have loads on the list, but two very favourite ones is this one and the Free as a Bird. And if you go to my blog at all, you'll see I did a free as a Bird card on Saturday the 18th. So if you go to my blog, you'll find it there. And it's the most beautiful wee stamp set too, and it's going to be perfect for Christmas cards for sure. It's good to get lots of reasons to use a stamp set. We have to be able to explain away our spends, don't we? So just do your folds. You can see I'm even picking up bits of embossing powder. It can be messy, and I just don't see the point in doing it on a video unless you're just showing people how to actually emboss. If you're making a project, I think they would know how to do it, and if not, they just look up powder embossing or heat embossing, and away you go. I just want to show you how beautiful it can look with a tiny wee bit of watercolour and using your inks to make something simple but pretty. So this is going to be your top, so keep that to your top. Make sure you do that when you're doing your fold. So get a wee bit of the wet glue and fold these up. Now inside you can put a nice piece of tissue paper along with your present, or you could stamp a wee sentiment here at the lid. When they open it up, you'll be able to say something to them. Entirely up to you, but I'm leaving it all blank today. So continue on, get this done. Get all these sides joined up. Just make sure you've them nicely mitered, so your box all sits nice and straight. And this last one. And you can see how well that looks right around the top of your box. And that will just close up. And then I'm just putting a flower on top. And that's how simple it is, and I might tie a ribbon round. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I have went ahead and stamped one of the flowers, and you can see the embossing catching in the light there. The gold is just so dazzling, it's beautiful. And I've watercoloured it in using powder pink, a wee bit of daffodil, no, not even daffodil, using my Stampin' Up pen just for that wee bit, but I did watercolour to put it onto the block. As you can see, there's the powder pink, a wee bit of yellow. I did the granny apple green for the leaves. Now, I'm not doing any more leaves, I'm just simply going to stick this onto the box here. So I'm using dimensionals, and then I'm going to raise it up on even more dimensionals, just to give it loads of height. I have stamped the flower yet again. I'm not putting dimensionals on the leaves. I want them to be sort of alive, if that makes sense to you. Might use a wee bit down there for the stem of the, or the stalk of the flower. So just cut a wee bit of dimensional away and pop it in there. This leaf is particularly floppy, so you might want to put maybe one down there. So just take those off and pop them on your box. Is that not a beautiful, beautiful flower? Like, it really is beautiful. But we don't want to stop there. We want to layer that up a bit and give it lots of height and make it really lush looking. So I have went ahead and stamped it badly because I just wanted to stamp this bit. Of course, you're always going to get a wee bit extra when you're popping it on. But I'm cutting around this, and I did it twice. So I want 2 flowers to layer that up with, and each time I'm going to cut a wee bit away. So the first one, I'm going to do the whole flower, and it's going to sit directly on top of the other one. So just follow around your embossing, cut the leaves away. Try and not cut your embossing off. Just take your time. Obviously I can't take my time. This is going to be a long enough video. But I just want to show you how nice it is, and you don't have to layer it up, but I'm just showing you, it's giving you another wee option just if you fancy doing that. It is beautiful just on its own, and I will make a card totally to match this, and I might just do the flat one single stamp on a wee sentiment. So you'll see it on the vlog throughout the week. By the time you're seeing this, I think the catalogue, I'll just check that. Yes, this is going out on the 4th. This is the release day of the catalogue, so you'll be able to go and buy the stamp if you really want to. So let's do this one. We need to colour it in with, I'm using an aqua pen filled with water here, and I'll just squeeze a wee bit down. I don't want the colour really fat, so I'm just pulling a wee bit of the powder pink and sort of washing it nearly. Plus, you don't want your flower too wet. This is not watercolour paper, this is just the very vanilla. So you just want to flick a bit of the colour here and there. You don't need to go mad, it's just to add a wee bit of pink to sort of, just to bring out a wee bit of colour in the, it takes very, very little, as you can see. That is so pale you can hardly see it, but in real life you can actually see it. And if you want to go deeper, pick up another bit of the colour. I'll try and do this in mid-air. which I don't advise you doing. But you can add a bit of depth to each of those again. Just don't get your paper too wet. That's all I'm telling you, because it isn't watercolor paper. You just want a hint on the outer leaves, not too much, just a hint of the pink. Really water washed. And I think that's grand. You can go back in that, and if you really feel that you've wet it too much, dry it off with your heat gun. You could wet your cards slightly before you go in there, but again, I'm just being careful because I don't want to soak it. So go back in now, clean your brush off with your fingers there, and go back in with a bit of the yellow. Not that you need to do this yellow because you're going to actually cover it again, but I want to show you how I did it. So your Stampin' Right marker, and did I tell you the colour? Pineapple Punch, and just go into that centre bit, because the Magnolia flower, if you look it up, it does have like a yellowy goldy centre, and that just brings it to life. So we're going to pop some more dimensionals on this. What did I do with them? Four should do, and we're going to just pop it on top of it to give it another layer. So you have the flower and the leaves in the first layer, you have just the flower in the second layer. Put it directly over where it should be, and you can see it all building up nicely. And then the final one, we're going to cut it away, but we're not cutting all of it this time. We're going to cut right into this leaf, around here, out and back in here, around there. So you're not getting as much of the flower this time, just to add more depth to it all. So you can cut all those away. You can keep that back one. You can cut it for the time being and see what you're happy with once you go to set it down on top of it. But it is the prettiest flower, isn't it? So that's going to be sitting on top. Where are you? There. So it just gives it another bit of dimension. And again, just go back in with your colour. Of course, you can leave it white if you feel like it. Make sure you wash away any colour that you've had. Just pull a wee bit of the water out and it'll clean it away for you. So we're going in again with a bit of the powder pink, which is a lovely soft pink. So it doesn't make it too drastic. So go in where you think your darkest one will be first, and if you need to wash out before the next one, do so. Just adding a wee hint of colour. It is such a pretty flower, it really doesn't need a lot. And as I say, don't bother if you don't want to colour it. I sort of imagine that we under leaf would be a bit pink. So again, wash that away and go in with some of your yellow, just to that wee centre piece to give it a wee lift. And that's it. More dimensionals. And pop that on. And there you have it, a lovely box. I think it is so pretty. And again, you could punch a wee bit there if you wanted to for easy opening. I have an inch one. It's good that you have the base to stop you going in too far, because you really don't want to go in too far. So this works out perfect. Just center it and you have that. And you could line that with lovely DSP in the base, or nice tissue paper or something like that, just to glamour it up a bit. And as I said, stamp a sentiment on the inside. There's beautiful sentiments on these, like thinking of you, and then the front of the bigger set, it says thanks and hello, and the thanks would be continued. Maybe on the inside you could put a thanks there. That thanks might be a bit big for there, but you could stick it on dimensionally or up here, and then continue not only for what you do but for being someone so special. That is just a beautiful sentiment. Enjoy today. The journey of life is best shared with a friend. We'll get through this together. I'm thinking of you. And a little small flower which you could also put on the inside lid. So I hope you enjoyed that. It gives you a wee taste of what the Magnolia stamp looks like and what you could do with it. I mean, you could do coloured embossing around here if you really want jazz, but I thought the gold and the vanilla was really nice. So I'll have all the details in the links down below, and I hope you'll come back again soon, and thanks for joining me. Bye.